Steve, last time I bought a car, you guys actually offered me a $5,000 discount on the vehicle. Now you want to charge me $53,000 car for this car? You're probably out of your mind. I'm not doing this.
Gee, I don't blame you for being just a little bit miffed about this, okay? You're not the first customer to be miffed today, nor will you be the last. Gee, you've been buying cars for a while, correct?
Correct.
I'm going to guess almost every time you've purchased a vehicle, you either got a dealer discount, a manufacturer rebate, or sometimes even a combination of all the above, correct?
Correct.
Gee, you know why dealers discount vehicles and factories provide incentives?
No.
Because they have to, okay? It's called market-based pricing. We have to price, and from the beginning of time, we've had to price our vehicles in a manner that would allow a customer to actually pay for them, okay? There's competition out there, but basically it's the market that drives the price of anything. Now the market here has changed rather dramatically. There's a shortage of new vehicles. There is a shortage of about everything in the world right now. There's a chip shortage, a supply chain issue. We still have remnants of the COVID pandemic. And bottom line is we just don't have as many new vehicles as we used to have. So that's why we're charging $3,000 over MSRP. But what I'm going to say next is going to sound absolutely crazy, G. That $3,000 markup over MSRP is actually a $2,000 discount off of the market-based price. How can that be, right?
Says who?
Says who? Good question. Look, the data I'm about to show you doesn't come from any Honda data, it doesn't come from any dealer data. It comes from data compiled by websites that help people buy cars. Edmunds.com you've probably heard of, and iSeeCars.com you may or may not heard of them, but they coach people on how to buy cars. And here's what they've come up with. All right, this was a study of the last year right up until April of prices people are paying for new vehicles, okay? Now, you're not going to find the Pilot on here because we're not going to ask you to pay 28 or 16 or 18 or 20% over. But here's what they discovered. 82% of people are paying over MSRP. I know what you're thinking. You want to be in the 18%, don't you? Right? Sure you do. Gee, the 18%, you wouldn't want to be in that percentage because you'd have to buy a vehicle that would not be very desirable, okay? There are certain makes and models out there that are still in low demand. Now, dealers are still getting MSRP for them, but they're not getting over MSRP. But for regular vehicles, for vehicles that are in just regular demand, these are in high demand here, all right? If you want to pay $9,000 over for a Jeep Wrangler, that's exactly what would happen if you wanted to buy one, over MSRP. For the Pilot, 9.9% would be what you would, what the market demands that the customer pay. That would be a $5,000 bump over MSRP. I told you we were discounting it to $2,000, didn't I?
Yes.
We only marked it up $3,000. Now I need to know how you want it titled. Do you want it in your name or your name and your wife's name? Go straight to the close, straight to the close, straight to the close. Okay, does this make sense?
Yes.
It's education.
Yes.
Is it the absolute truth?
Yes.
Yes. I want G to buy the car. Yes, of course. But I also would like him to feel good about paying $3,000 over. Now I don't know how good anyone's going to feel about paying $3,000 over MSRP. But if we give them a decent explanation of why, I think it will help.